I swear, I've never seen anything like this before. A 20-year-old Filipina dominating courts like she owns them. 20-year-old Filipina tennis prodigy Alex Eala storms into semifinals, crushing opponents, overcoming injuries, and showing the world she's here to stay. And here's where it all begins. Alex Eala, born May 23, 2005, in Quezon City, Philippines, wasn't just another kid picking up a racket. At age 4, most children are figuring out playground games, but Alex was swinging, learning angles, and figuring out spin like a tiny pro. There's a certain magic in seeing a child so young just know what to do with a tennis ball. By her early teens, she made the move to Spain, training at the Rafael Nadal Academy. Imagine a Filipino kid, miles from home, in a sun-baked Spanish court, shoulder to shoulder with some of the world's best juniors. That's where she honed her killer forehand, her aggressive baseline style, and that raw, unshakable fire that would define her later matches. Every drill, every rally, she wasn't just training, she was building the foundation to rewrite history. She was only a teenager when she arrived in Spain to train at Rafael Nadal Academy. Picture a Filipino child, far away from her country, on a scorched Spanish court, in the same position as some of the world's best juniors. That was the place where she developed her deadly forehand, her aggressive baseline style, and that raw, unshakable fire that later on would define her matches. Every drill, every rally, she not only trained but also laid the groundwork to change history. However, hold on, it is going to be really shocking. Alex not only worked hard, but also made a big impression right away. She was the first Filipino female to win a singles title at a junior Grand Slam, the 2022 US Open. It's not just a victory, but also a milestone. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Throughout her junior career, she gathered 3 Grand Slam titles: the 2020 Australian Open doubles, the 2021 French Open doubles, and the historic 2022 US Open singles title. Each tournament was not just a competition, it was a platform where she broke barriers. Just think of it, the first Filipina ever to reach the Junior Slam final, let alone win it. The audience, the media, the stress. She treated them all like a veteran. Her ascendancy caused a commotion all over the tennis world, and it put the Philippines on a map where it didn't exist before. All of a sudden, young sports people at home had an idol to admire. Someone who was demonstrating that hard work and talent combined could take you anywhere. Even the finals of the most famous tournaments in the world. And just when you thought it couldn't get bigger, Alex jumped to professional tennis in 2023. Turning pro? That's a whole different animal. Forget what you know about junior tennis. Pro courts are way faster, the players hit like tanks, and the tiniest mistake can cost you everything. But Alex, she just rolled with it. 4 ITF titles right out of the gate. She basically looked at the tennis world and said, "Yeah, I'm not just some junior hotshot. I belong here." And then 2021 happened. She made history at Cujnapoca, becoming the first Filipina to bag a WTA Tour win. That wasn't just about racking up points or padding her ranking. That was her smashing open the door to the world stage and announcing herself. Loudly, not long after, boom, top 200. No fluke, no lucky break, pure talent and hustle. Every forehand, every gritty point, every time she chased down a lost cause, it was all building to something bigger. Back home, people weren't just watching another tennis match. They were watching history, one shot at a time. And hang on, because 2025, she hit the ground running. Alex wasn't just showing up anymore. She was out there making noise, pushing deep into ITF tournaments, racking up quarterfinals, and basically reminding everyone that in pro tennis, consistency is king. Her overall record, 34 wins, 20 losses. Solid. On grass, even better, 10-5. She wasn't just hitting winners. She was thinking 3 shots ahead, reading her opponents, and staying ice cold when the pressure cranked up. You could actually see her brain working there. But the real showstopper, the 2025 US Open, Alex just tore up the script. First Filipina ever to win a main draw Grand Slam singles match. That's not just a cool statistic. That's the kind of milestone that shakes up an entire country. Every rally, every break point, every fist pump, it all screamed, "I'm here and I'm not going anywhere." And just to prove it wasn't a fluke, she rolled right into Guadalajara and kept the heat on. No one-hit wonder here. But let's talk about that wild New York night. The place was buzzing. She drew Clara Tauson from Denmark in round one. From the jump, you could tell Alex was locked in. She took Tauson apart, 6-4, 6-2. Just crisp, clean tennis. No wasted motion, no nerves, just pure focus. Second round, that's when it became real. She squared off against the top seed, and it turned into a slugfest. Alex went toe-to-toe and threw everything she had at her opponent. Yeah, she didn't advance, but man, the fight she showed, that's what people remember. It wasn't just impressive, it fired up everyone watching. That US Open run, game changer. Her rankings shot up, sure, but more than that, she made it clear to everyone. And then, Guadalajara happened. Alex just stormed onto that court like she owned the place. Laser-focused, totally dialed in. She took out Italy's Sara Errani in the final, a gritty match, nothing easy, claiming her first WTA 125 title. Those rallies? Seriously, they went on forever. Alex just kept digging in, clawing her way back every single time, not letting up for a second. Barely any time passed, and boom, she bags another WTA 125 trophy. So yeah, all those people whispering about luck, they had to eat their words. Plus, she snagged over $100,000 in prize money. Not bad for a few weeks' work, huh? All that sweat, all those hours grinding away, finally paying off. But honestly, those wins were more than just fancy hardware for her shelf. Alex was proving something to herself and everyone else. Sao Paulo? Yeah, she lost in the quarters, but she bounced right back and started steamrolling. Every win just made her tougher and more fearless. She wasn't just beating opponents. She was making a name for herself as someone you really didn't want to see across the net. And then, just as she was catching fire, July 2025 shows up with the worst timing ever. The left shoulder starts acting up. Classic athlete nightmare. She had to leave Cincinnati and Monterrey. Most players would be gutted, probably sulking or spiraling. Not Alex, though. She's out there, shoulder taped up like a mummy, powering through matches, calling for medical timeouts, and still swinging like her life depends on it. Every serve, every shot, you could practically hear the pain. But you could see the fight too. The crowd felt it. You could hear the tension in the stands. Jingshan Open rolls around. As if the shoulder wasn't enough, her back twinges in the first round. Then, in the round of 16, her leg starts acting up against Mai Yamaguchi. She could have just packed it in and called it a day. But nope, she bulldozed through both rounds and didn't even drop a set. People in the stands probably thought she was superhuman, honestly. That level of grit, it's rare. Top seed at Jingshan, all eyes on her. Pressure? Through the roof. First match against Aliona Fillet, backs barking, but she claws her way to a 6-3, 7-5 win. Next round, Mai Yamaguchi again. Alex is limping, but she absolutely destroys her, 6-0, 6-3. You could see the pain all over her face, but her eyes, cold-blooded. The guy in the third row was literally holding his breath. Quarterfinals were wild. Liu Jiajing had her on the ropes, up 4-2. Most people would lose the plot, but Alex just flipped a switch, broke twice, took the set, then steamrolled the second 6-1. The crowd went nuts, cheering, chanting, the whole place buzzing. Alex, total ice queen, locked in. Next up, Lulu Sun, a Kiwi on the rise, big game, heavy shots. Alex has beaten her before, but this semi, it could go absolutely nuclear. The Jingshan fans are losing it, hyping up every point like it's a preview for the big leagues. Maybe even a slam someday. So what makes Alex such a nightmare opponent? It's her baseline aggression. She just unloads on the ball, especially with that nasty forehand. She's got tactical smarts for days and reads the court like a chessboard. She's trained with Nadal, yeah, Rafa himself, and picks up tricks from the WTA's best, just soaking it all in. Her coach, Joan Bosch, gets a ton of credit for sharpening her tactics and keeping her head in the game. But honestly, her family's the real backbone. Her brother Miko, he plays too, keeps her grounded, making sure she never gets too high or too low. They remind her, stay sharp, stay humble, keep swinging, and she does. Off the court, Alex is just as impressive. She's been a Globe Telecom ambassador since age 8, showing the long-term faith brands have in her. Her Babolat Pure Aero 2023 racket has become an extension of her game, while Nike has outfitted her since 2019, blending style with performance. In July 2025, she added Nutriascito to her portfolio, promoting resilience and healthy living, while financial giant Bank of the Philippine Islands tapped her for campaigns. Despite rumors circulating online, like a $45 million Wilson deal or a $5 million Louis Vuitton offer, fact-checkers confirm none of these deals exist. Alex's team focuses on authentic partnerships that align with her values. These deals aren't just cash. They boost her visibility, reinforce her brand, and grow her net worth, estimated in the high six figures. Here's the part that really hits. Alex Eala is now the highest-ranked Filipina in WTA history at number 72. She's the first Filipina in a Grand Slam main draw and the first to actually win a match there. Her junior Grand Slam record is also historic, giving her a legacy few can touch. What stands out most? Her ability to upset higher-ranked opponents, showing tactical smarts and mental toughness beyond her years. Each win isn't just a personal milestone, it's a statement for Filipino tennis. Her journey has inspired an entire generation of young athletes back home, proving that with dedication and heart, even global stages are within reach.
You're young, they ask you what you want to be. Puro mga astronaut, mga doctor, ganon. Ako tennis player na. And I think the turning point wasn't when I realized I wanted to be a tennis player.
And let's not forget the human side. Alex has overcome injuries, setbacks, and grueling matches. Yet she keeps fighting. There were times when tears flowed in the middle of the game, when pain almost made her shtick. But it was her mental strength that ultimately won her the match. She personifies the traits of resilience, grit, and national pride. It's not just her talent that distinguishes her from others. It's her diligence, concentration, and determination. Traits that make the spectators pause, see, and shout their support. With every swing, every rally, every win, she gives out a signal. The whole process is as much about stamina as it is about technique. In the future, Alex is going to be the star of even greater stages. This Asian swing is getting her ready for the 2026 Australian Open, and her growth forecasts that a WTA Tour title wouldn't take long to come her way. The players' rankings and sponsorship deals are predicted to go up as a sign of her strength and appeal to the market. If you are watching Alex now, you are very close to something more than just tennis. It is the witnessing of a young athlete making the future of Filipino sports in front of our eyes. Alex Eala's journey from Manila to global tennis courts is nothing short of inspiring. Injuries, pressure, and tough opponents haven't slowed her down. She's not just chasing history, she's creating it. So what's your take on this? Drop it in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe.